Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Regina and I'm so glad that you're here. So today's video is a little bit different, or a lot bit different from regular content on my channel, but I wanted to take just a few minutes and talk to you about something that's near and dear to me. It's thyroid disease, and January is Thyroid Awareness Month. And you know, a lot of times many of us feel like something is just off, but we can't put our finger on it. We don't know what it is. The thyroid gland affects so many parts of the body. It's not a bad idea to get yourself checked out. Now, the thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped gland in the front of the neck. And my thyroid gland, what I have left of it, is not as big as it used to be because I did have thyroid surgery, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But there are different types of thyroid disease, and the symptoms that you might have depend on which type of thyroid disease you have. So there are two main ones that I want to share with you. One of them is hyperthyroidism. The other is hypothyroidism. Now, I am hypo, so I want to talk to you about hyperthyroidism, but it will be a very, very high level overview because I can't talk to you about it personally because I don't have this form. Now, I wrote down a few notes here so I would not forget, but regarding hyperthyroidism, some of the symptoms include unexpected weight loss, rapid heartbeat, excessive sweating, and abnormal protrusion of the eyes. And I've seen people, I remember seeing adults when I was a little girl, and they had larger eyes, like noticeably larger eyes that, protruded out. And I didn't know what it was, but other people around me, other adults around me would say, oh, they got thyroid disease. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. I didn't know that there was more than one kind. I didn't know anything. I was a kid. But that is another symptom, is to have the protrusion of the eyes. Now, those are not all the symptoms, but those are just some that if you have one or two of those, then you may want to consider getting yourself checked out. Now, on to hypothyroidism, which is what I have. Now, I was having the symptoms and I didn't even know it, and I was having them for quite a while. I knew something was wrong. I knew something was off in my body. Now, for hypothyroidism, some of the symptoms include sensitivity to cold. Y'all, I was freezing all the time. And I didn't know why. And it was mainly my whole body would be cold, but it was mostly my appendages, my fingers and my toes and my nose and my ears and just things like that. It just would not get warm. And this would be in summertime. This would be in spring and summer. Didn't matter what the season was. And I just could not figure out what was going on. So I finally decided to go to the doctor, and here's why. I noticed at night when I would lie down, try to go to sleep, I would lie on my back, and I couldn't get air in very well, which was just totally odd. And I think that's probably when I became a side sleeper. But anyway, when I would lie down at night, I just couldn't get a good flow of air through, so I would have to lie on my side. Well, I went to the doctor, and she told me, she said, you poor thing, you have all the classic symptoms of thyroid disease. So what happened, my thyroid was enlarged, my thyroid gland was enlarged, and it was so big, it was pressing on my esophagus. So that's why I couldn't get a good flow of air. Immediately, they began running tests and doing all these things. So let me tell you about my symptoms I had. That was the first one that made me go to the doctor. I couldn't get air. along with the freezing cold, I knew that I was experiencing a little bit of constipation, but I'm like, oh, I'm just busy. Maybe I'm just not eating the right foods, and so on and so on. But constipation, I think I mentioned the heart palpitations. I just felt jittery. I felt anxious. I could hold my hands like this and they would tremble. I couldn't control it. And I felt I was in such a state of I had brain fog, and it was so weird for me. I feel like I've always been a smart person who remember things, remember names, faces, places, all of that. And when I couldn't remember the easiest of things or start to stammer over my words, I just knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. So, oh my gosh. None of these things are fun, but the two that really got me, the first one was the weight gain. That is a symptom of hypothyroid disease. Not just weight gain, but rapid weight gain. I don't remember the exact months, but it was early in the year, maybe sometime between February and like June. But I gained 30 pounds, and it was roughly in 3 months. That's devastating. That's devastating. I've always been plump, as they called me as a child. So, I loved myself. I didn't care about that. I wasn't worried about that. But when these 30 pounds just came on, y'all, it seems like it was, and it had to be just pounds and pounds after pounds, day after day. And I saw my weight picking up. So naturally, I stopped eating so much. I tried to stop eating so much. Didn't help. The less I ate, the more the pounds came on. I just knew something was not right. And again, these were symptoms I was having before I was diagnosed with hypothyroid disease. But that's devastating. And nothing I could do. I would literally be starving. My stomach would be growling from not eating and trying to just eat little bits and wait till my next meal. It was very depressing, very depressing. And then the other thing that was hard for me was that my hair was affected by the thyroid disease. So it can make your hair brittle, very dry. My hair was like straw. And I've mentioned this in a previously in a video. I was seeing a new hairstylist at the time, and I think I've been to her twice. Well, when my hormones and thyroid started kicking in, it wreaked havoc on my hair. So I went to this hairdresser for an appointment, and immediately when I sat down in the chair, she lit in on me. She said, "What have you been doing to your hair? Or what did you do to your hair?" And she was just picking through it and, lifting it up and just, I said, "I haven't done anything to my hair." And she said, "No, what did you put on it? What have you been doing to it?" I said, "Nothing." She didn't believe me. I didn't care, but I knew I needed to hurry up and get out of that chair. But she told me, she said that your hair is dry. It's like straw. Y'all, it was terrible. It was terrible. My skin was dry. My fingernails were brittle. Not just the skin on my face was dry, but skin all over my body was dry. And thyroid disease is the worst. Like I said, it affects so many other organs of the body. So I wanted to bring this awareness to you, and I don't want to, go into a lot of statistics, but I will say 60% of people with thyroid disease don't know that they have it. Thyroid disease affects mostly women. So if you are watching this video, take it from me, and you know your body. When you know that something is off, when you go get if you can wait until your next annual physical, ensure that your primary care physician is checking your thyroid levels. I got a thyroidectomy. I ended up getting a thyroidectomy. I had to because, I'm sorry, my nose just keeps itching. I had to get a thyroidectomy. So I have about a quarter of my thyroid on the right side. So after I had my surgery, I was put on a thyroid replacement medicine called levothyroxine. And it did everything that it was supposed to do for the most part. I still see my endocrinologist every 6 months to get my levels checked, because I can tell when things are a little bit off. I can just tell with the nervousness and the heart palpitations, because I know exactly what those symptoms were before I was diagnosed. So I have since been weaned off of my thyroid medication, and I was really worried that things were just going to rebound and I wouldn't have a good, I wouldn't be able to stay off. But I've been weaned off now for about 2 years. And like I said, I can deal with dry skin and I can even deal with the brain fog, but that weight gain and the hair. My hair is my crown, and for many of you, it probably is your crown too. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you watch it for hair content. But thank goodness I have not had to, go back on any thyroid medication or have any other type of, what am I trying to say? I haven't had to do anything else. And thyroid disease runs so heavy on my family. I couldn't help but get it. Both of my sisters live with thyroid disease. My father lives with thyroid disease, and my paternal grandmother had it. So it's real close. It's just real close. And then I have cousins on my mother's side who live with thyroid disease. Some have hypo, some have hyper. Y'all, it's a mess. This disease can wreak havoc on you, and you won't know why until you get yourself tested. And I'll leave you with this. If you have your thyroid hormones tested and your doctor tells you they're within range, do a little research. And if you still feel like, nope, something's not quite right, can you retest? Am I close to being out of range? Just do your homework. In everything concerning your health, be your own advocate. Now, because January is Thyroid Awareness Month, I have partnered with Paloma Health, and they are kind enough to do a giveaway, and you can win this in-home test kit. I have one myself and I've used it. Paloma is a great company, but yeah, this is a thyroid blood test kit that you can do in the privacy of your home, and just mail in your results after you collect your sample. If you would like to enter this giveaway, simply leave a comment that says enter me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, that's okay too. I just appreciate you for watching, and for everyone that's watching, and being aware that thyroid disease is a real thing. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, keep it naturally corporate.